You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. So we're now going to be joined on the telephone with our regular slot from Ideas Test, Swale and Medway. Firstly, thank you very much for joining. This is the first time you've done the regular slot with us, so if you could just introduce yourself to our listeners and then tell them a little bit about your role there, that would be great to start us off.
Hello, I'm Kevin Grist. I'm the creative producer for music at Ideas Test, which is an arts organisation based in Sittingbourne.
So I was hoping you could now go on to tell our listeners all about what's happening this month at Ideas Test.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you about the events coming up for October. So we're all based, all the arts events are based at the Ideas Test venue in number 34 High Street in Sittingbourne. I'll just talk you through what we've got on. We've got a mixture of things. So if you're into art, visual art workshops, we have some amazing days of craft and creativity. So starting at the end of October on the 25th, on Wednesday, we have a digital photography workshop with local photographer Rickard Osterland. That costs £45. We've also got on the 1st of November, the following Wednesday, a ceramics group, a workshop with Laurie Harpen. Again, that's £45. The following Wednesday, on the 8th of November, there's a glass art workshop with Karen Verma, and that's £55. And then the one after that, on Wednesday, the 15th of November, we have a textile printing workshop with Francesca Bohr from Fable and Base, and that's £55. Again, these are all artist-led workshops, all Kent-based artists. You can bring a friend, meet new people. It might be that you're rekindling an old interest of yours, or you want to learn something new. So if you want to find out more about those 4 visual arts workshops, do visit our website again and click on the links. We also have an exhibition coming up on between Saturday the 7th of October all the way through to the 28th of October. And this exhibition is called Sea Plastic Songlines by Christina Lamb. She is a Medway artist who runs the Intra in Rochester. If anyone's come across the Intra space. Now, this piece has been commissioned by Anne Lanter and the Glasgow School of Art. It's in collaboration with the St Kilda Centre. And this piece of work is basically where the artist has collected a variety of washed-up marine plastic from the shorelines of the Isle of Lewis. And she's shredded, cut and melted these pieces together to create artworks that reflect the colours and textures of the Scottish landscape. So that's going to be available to see. There is therefore also a workshop with Christina on the 28th of October between 11 and 2 here at number 34, where you can use some additional pieces of marine waste and recycled items to fill up jars and bottles, where you get to create your own colourful, unique decorative items. So if you're interested in that kind of visual arts side of things, again, there's another really interesting piece happening there. We have an older people's group for anyone aged over 55, and that's called Young at Heart. We have a Christmas card printmaking session, again with Christina Lamb, on Tuesday the 17th of October, 2 till 4. So if you know anybody who's interested in that, do let them know. And again, on the Tuesday the 3rd of October, 2 till 4, we have a film club with Swale Film Society, and we'll be showing The Girl with the Pearl Earring, which is based on a novel of the same name. It stars Colin Firth as the painter of Vermeer, and tells the story of how he created his masterpiece, The Girl with the Pearl Earring. So anyone who's interested in that film, wants to see it again, do come along. Those who are interested in music, we have some very interesting workshops happening. We're helping a local artist called Tanya Holland-Williams. She's an opera activist, and she's putting on a production called The Opera House Next Door, And The Opera House Next Door, I can't tell you too much because it's actually top secret, the actual final production, but it will involve a number of interactive puzzles and games and some archaeological, historical elements. So if anyone's interested in helping produce some of the props or create some of the puzzles for that production, Tanya is holding a number of workshops here at number 34. So on Wednesday, the 4th of October, between 2:30 and 5:30 and 6 till 9, so there's 2 different workshops you can come to. She's running the same workshop called Telling Stories, and that's about understanding how to create staging for opera, where to place all audiences, and those kind of considerations. And then the following week, on Thursday, the 12th of October, again, 2 till 5 and 6 till 9, she's running a vocal workshop where she's going to be helping people unleash their opera singing. So you don't have to have any experience, but again, if you're interested in understanding how some of those techniques work in terms of opera singing, do come along to that as well. There is also on Friday the 13th of October a Swale Fusion Festival. So down Sittingbourne High Street from 6:30, there's going to be a light parade of fireworks. And so here we are also taking part in that. So on the 13th, on the Friday the 13th from 6:30, there will be a parade of local schools, bands and artists with a lantern parade down the high street, and it goes to Albany Park where the event will end with a fireworks display. The day after, on the Saturday, here at number 34 and other places, from 6:30 again, there's going to be another series of events. There's going to be some music, dance and visual arts alongside an artisan market featuring more performances from local bands and artists. So actually the 2 days are going to be quite packed with lots of sort of cultural stuff going on. Here at number 34, we're going to have LV21 leading creative activities for all ages between 10:30 and 2 on the Saturday. So do come along if you're on the high street. We have some more interesting music workshops. We have a series of workshops called Curious Music, and these are basically artist-led workshops where we bring a professional artist in, and they will help and anyone who wants to come along and do some things perhaps they haven't done before with music, some interesting things. So on Wednesday, the 18th of October, we have a folk songwriting workshop between 2 till 5. And that one's going to be led by Naomi Bedford and Paul Simmons, who are both Sussex-based folk singer-songwriters. They've won, or certainly been nominated for a BBC Folk Award a couple of years back. And what they will do is, anyone who wants to take part, they will be taking headlines from Kent newspapers from that day or that week, and they will work with the group to create a brand new folk song from scratch. So if anyone's interested in that, do come along. Other Curious Music sessions in November and December, including Gambian percussion and live electronic music using the Ableton Push. If anyone knows what that is, it's an electronic piece of kit. We're also running, starting for the very, very first time, is a series of open mic sessions called Scratch. And what this is for, it's for any art form. So it could be music, it could be comedy, short comedy, scratch piece, it could be theatre, dance, a film piece, whatever. If you've got a short 5 or 10 minute piece that you want to perform in front of an audience, come along to number 34 to our Scratch sessions. The first one is on Friday, the 20th of October. It's 6 till 8. It's a £5 to get in, but it includes some cake and some drink. And obviously, what we'll do is once the performances are done, there'll be a chance to mingle with the audience, get some audience feedback. And we will also film and record some of these performances with your permission, of course, and stream them onto either live or put them onto our YouTube channel. So there you get even further exposure. We're hoping to sort of test this and then make it a regular slot once a month here at Ideas Test. So again, do come along, do support us. That's on Friday the 20th of October. On Saturday the 7th of October, we have something called Fun Palaces Weekend. And this is I think this is a national initiative, Fun Palaces Weekend, and we're certainly supporting that with Creative Carousel and students from Mid Kent College. Here at number 34, that runs from 11 till 2. the students will take over and they'll lead a number of creative workshops, all for young people aged all the way from 4 up to 11. So if you've got younger children, again, something great for them to come to. We have an event called Art Articulation on Tuesday, the 17th of October, again for younger people. This runs from 4 till 6, and this is for 14 to 19-year-olds, and it's to give them an interest and understanding of art and developing other skills like public speaking. So it's led by art experts, and it's about developing skills for young people. If anyone wants more information on the young people focused stuff, do email Francis at ideastest.co.uk, because she kind of looks after all of the youth program, and she'll be able to tell you much more than I can. If you're about in half term, just to finish up, there's a few things to tell you about. So on Saturday, the 21st of October, 11 till 2, we've got character design with Greg Stobbs. Now, this is where you can create your own character with street artist and illustrator Greg Stobbs. And it's for the Big Draw 2017, which I believe is some sort of national competition. So again, if you're into illustration, street art, come along to that. On Tuesday, the 24th of October, 11 till 1, we have the Whodunit writing workshop. Become a crime-solving detective by working out the clues to who stole Ideas Test art supplies. This is a bit of a creative writing and detective workshop as well. So if you're into that sort of puzzle solving, do come along to that. There's also a typography workshop with students from Mid-Kent College. Again, Wednesday, 25th of October, 11 to 1. And finally, in the half term, there's an animated flipbooks drop-in. That is on Friday, the 27th of October, and that is at 11 to 1 also. So as you can see, we've got tons and tons of stuff going on throughout October and beyond. So if you want any further information on any of these things I've talked about, do visit our website, which is www.ideastest.org.uk. You can always call us during office hours as well. Our number is 07713 865 955. And of course, you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So that is it. We look forward to seeing you at some point.
Well, it certainly does sound a busy month. I was just hoping, as your role is new to Ideas Test, if you could sort of expand on that to our listeners to sort of let them know what you're going to be doing while you're there.
Yes, it is quite new. I've literally started about 2 months ago. So my role as creative producer for music is really to focus the program and expand the program's music provision. So I've started off, as I've said, we've got the Opera House Next Door project, and we've also been doing the Curious Music sessions and the Scratch open mics. So we've got those things already in place. I've also been running a young people's program called Disquiet, which is based here on a Saturday between 1 till 3, and that's training young people up to be music leaders. So that's running at the moment, again, not specific to October, but if anyone's interested in that, that's for younger people aged up to 19. But what my vision is for this is to actually, we're looking at more larger scale stuff. So I think we're certainly at the moment putting in funding applications and talking to partners, but we're looking at working across Medway and Swale, perhaps doing a large scale singing project. We're looking at expanding our youth provision so we can do more around sort of urban and hip hop music and studio production work as well. We're quite interested in getting people to look at music and film, how that works together, and even things like sort of cultural history and music history workshops as well. So quite a mixed bag. I even did a workshop on live looping a couple of weeks back, which went down really well. So we're looking at lots of different things. We've bought some instruments here, so we've certainly already started the journey to get more stuff here. We're looking at getting more of a sort of a PA system and a stage area as well. But it's, if anyone's interested in supporting us or wants to partner with us on some of these projects, I know this is for Swale and the whole of Medway as well, again, do get in touch. My email is kevin@ideastest.org.uk.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time out to let us know all about what's happening this month at Ideas Test. It was certainly great to meet you as well, and we look forward to catching up with Ideas Test in a month's time.
Thanks so much.